Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It is Gaur Purnima Eve, the day before the auspicious appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. And we are in Matchless Gifts, holiest of all holy places. And let me see, before we begin, I'm just going to read something that Srila Prabhupada wrote on this day, this TT day, in 1966 while in New York. So it's actually Sunday the 6th of March. It was the Adivas. So Prabhupada says, according to Mayapur Panjika, today is Adivas day of Gaur Purnima. Devotees in Vrindavan and Navadvip are enjoying the celebration. I am here alone, without any devotee companion, but I have come here to serve the Lord and not for personal happiness. I am prepared to live in hell even if I am able to serve the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted that his mission should be propagated all over the world, and that is my objective. I do not mind the inconvenience personally felt. Powerful, huh? Jai, Srila Prabhupada. Now imagine Srila Prabhupada wrote that in 1966, and it was written, he says he passed the whole day at Monroe Ananda Ashram, which I think is further up, Dr. Mishra's ashram. And yeah, that was it. And Prabhupada didn't have anyone. And he was here, not for his personal convenience, but to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya. And he said, that is my objective, and I don't mind any personal inconvenience. And now I'm thinking, we're sitting here almost 60 years later, reading Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, preparing to, memorialize this this facility. And yeah, it's so inspirational. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we're reading from the Bhagavatam.
Canto 4, Chapter 24, Text 18.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Sorry, I just thought of something else. Text 18. Lord Shiva, the most powerful demigod, second only to Lord Vishnu, is self-sufficient. Although he has nothing to aspire for in the material world, for the benefit of those in the material world, he is always busily engaged everywhere and is accompanied by his dangerous energies like the goddess Kali and the goddess Durga. Purport. Lord Shiva is known as the greatest devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is known as the best of all types of Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Consequently, Lord Shiva has a Vaishnav Sampradaya, the disciplic succession known as the Rudra Sampradaya. Just as there is a Brahma Sampradaya coming directly from Lord Brahma, the Rudra Sampradaya comes directly from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is one of the 12 great personalities as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 12 great Swayambho,
Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapila Munahu Pralado Janako Bhishmo Balir Vayasikir Vayam.
These are 12 great authorities in preaching God consciousness. The name Shambhu means Lord Shiva. His disciplic succession is also known as the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. and the current Vishnu Swami Sampradaya is also known as the Vallabh Sampradaya. The current Brahma Sampradaya is known as the Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. Even though Lord Shiva appeared to preach Mayavad philosophy at the end of his pastimes in the form of Shankaracharya, he preached the Vaishnava philosophy. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mudhamate. He stressed worshipping Lord Krishna or Govinda 3 times in this verse, and especially warned his followers that they could not possibly achieve deliverance or mukti simply by word jugglery and grammatical puzzles. If one is actually serious, excuse me for allergies. If one is actually serious to attain mukti, he must worship Lord Krishna. That is Sripad Shankaracharya's last instruction. Yeah, interesting. I was brought up amongst family members, not kind of my own, yeah, my own as well, but also extended that worship Lord Shiva and Lakshmi and Ganesh, like that. Well, they worship Shiva, but it's only when I started reading Prabhupada's books that I realised his position as far as being a devotee of the Lord to this extent, and considered like the greatest Vaishnava. That I got the information from Prabhupada's books. It wasn't that he wasn't respected otherwise, but he was actually presented more in a fearful way, almost. You know, you better be scared of Lord Shiva, I'm going to do you in. Especially us kids and that, so it's interesting.
Where's your mic?
It's over here.
Okay.
So yeah, it's interesting. And then when I started reading Prabhupada's books, it became a bit more like a cuddly version.
Cuddly version.
Yeah, because he's a devotee.
Okay, there's a few paragraphs here. Herein it is mentioned that Lord Shiva is always accompanied by his material energy, Shakya Gaudaya. Material energy, Goddess Durga or Goddess Kali, is always under his control. Goddess Kali and Durga serve him by killing all the asuras or demons. Sometimes Kali becomes so infuriated that she indiscriminately kills all kinds of asuras. There is a popular picture there is a popular picture of Goddess Kali on which she wears a garland composed of the heads of the asuras and holds in her left hand a captured head and in her right hand a great khadga or chopper for killing asuras. Great wars are symbolic representation of Kali's devastation of the asuras and are actually conducted by the goddess Kali. Where is it? Okay. Shrishti Stiti Pralaya Sadhana Shaktir Reka from the Brahma Samhita. Asuras, is that how it keeps going? Mine shows lots of indentations, but in here it's not. How far does it go? Just curious. What's the next page? Okay, so I'll just read to where it is there up after Tation 7.
All right.
Asuras try to pacify the goddess Kali or Durga by worshipping her in material opulence. But when the asuras become too intolerable, goddess Kali does not discriminate in killing them wholesale. Asuras do not know the secret of the energy of Lord Shiva, and they prefer to worship goddess Kali or Durga or Lord Shiva for material benefit. Due to their demoniac character, they are reluctant to surrender to Lord Krishna as indicated in the Bhagavad Gita 7:15. Namam duskritino mudha prapadyante naradamaha mayaya paritagyana asuram bhavamasritaha. Lord Shiva's duty is very dangerous because he has to employ the energy of goddess Kali or Durga. In another popular picture, the goddess Kali is sometimes seen standing on the prostrate body of Lord Shiva, which indicates that sometimes Lord Shiva has to fall down flat in order to stop goddess Kali from killing the Asuras. Since Lord Shiva controls the great material energy, goddess Durga, worshippers of Lord Shiva attain very opulent positions within this material world. Under Lord Shiva's direction, a worshipper of Lord Shiva gets all kinds of material facilities. In contrast, a Vaishnava, or worshipper of Lord Vishnu, gradually becomes poorer in material possessions because Lord Vishnu does not trick his devotees into becoming materially entangled by possessions. Lord Vishnu gives his devotees intelligence from within, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Tesham sadada yuktanam bhajatam pradipurvikam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So, interesting this point about Lord Shiva. He's the controller of the material energy. The material energy is quite devastating and powerful, depicted in sort of horrific and graphic ways, specifically killing Asuras. War is symbolic of Kali or Durga, and therefore people worship Lord Shiva because he has control over that, but they worship for the principle of getting some material opulences. And Prabhupada states that people do become materially opulent by worshiping Lord Shiva, whereas Vaishnavas become poorer and poorer. And if when you read that you go, ooh, like, oh no, I don't want to become more poor, I'm already poor enough, or, I would thought Krishna would make me rich. Well, he can also do that, no doubt. But the general thing is that our material attachments decrease through our attachment to Krishna or Vishnu, whereas with being fixed on Lord Shiva, then our material attachments may increase like that.
Thus, Lord Vishnu gives intelligence to his devotee so that the devotee can make progress on the path back to Godhead. Since the devotee has nothing to do with any kind of material possession, he does not come under the control of the goddess Kali or the goddess Durga. Lord Shiva is also in charge of the tamoguna, or the mode of ignorance, in this material world. His potency, the goddess Durga, is described as keeping all living entities in the darkness of ignorance. Ya devi sarva bhutesu nidra rupam samstita. Both Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are incarnations of Lord Vishnu. But Lord Brahma is in charge of the creation, whereas Lord Shiva is in charge of the destruction, which he carries out with the help of his material energy, goddess Kali or goddess Durga. Thus, in this verse, Lord Shiva is described as being accompanied by dangerous potencies, Shakti Agoraya, and that is the actual position of Lord Shiva. It's actually quite cool. If you've ever read, well, I guess you have with us, a fourth canto, one of the classic, if not the classic pastime coming out of the Bhagavatam. So good, so good. And Lord Shiva and all his followers, and the way they bash up Daksha in the sacrificial arena. And then he just goes to like
Mount Kailash.
Yeah, he's just meditating. He's just chilled. It's just, and I'm thinking, what a perfect partnership, because sometimes when people get married, it doesn't always work out, But him and his wife, because he's in charge of material energy, and she is the material energy, so that works out well. And between them, they're quite a force to be reckoned with, if you think about it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Quite a power couple, as they say. Not like these in these day and ages, footballers and their wives and bimbos, but no.
Krishna.
No, I'm just saying the way it's presented. But this is a real power couple, actually. Actually, out above them is Radha and Krishna, the real power couple as well. But yeah, it's actually a cool figure.
It depends on what kind of display of power.
Well, breaking if you have destroying, but anyway. Thanks to Prabhupada, to embellish all this and to explain all this, because like I said, for those of us, and even if you're not brought up as a Hindu, I see a lot of young Western people and they have these psychedelic t-shirts and they have like Lord Shiva.
Yeah, I had a Lord Shiva.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a Lord Shiva shirt, and I also had a Shiva dancing in the ring of fire.
Well, there
on
you go.
My altar mantelpiece. Just I didn't even know who it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
You didn't know who it was. You didn't know he was like such a gentle soul and a great Vaishnava and always meditating on Krishna, did you?
No, I didn't know
Right,
who
and that's all thanks to Prabhupada for giving that knowledge. That's what I'm trying to say.
Jai Prabhupada.
For, you know, filling in the important big gaps, as it were.
Preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev to the in the English language in the Western world, as his pranam mantra goes. Okay, thank you all very much for tuning in. We hope you have an amazing Gaur Purnim. May Lord Chaitanya's blessings be upon you. May you be inspired to chant the holy names and spread the holy names around to every town and village. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Very well.